I'm Athena from Meticulous Ink, and this is group 3 of our calligraphy capital letters. So this group, we are finishing the alphabet, so we're doing R to Z. So capital R is quite similar to capital B, which of course you've already done because you've watched the first of our videos. So we're coming down, doing the spine, and then coming round in front and down. So we're doing the spine of the R, and then around in front and down. And that middle loop of the front section is just above the top X line. Now on to capital S, which is one of my favourite capital letters. So this one, we need to go nice and wide with our first stroke. So we're starting in the middle of the X height. We're coming up and across, nice and wide. We're doing quite a small loop at the top there, down nice and smoothly. Then we come up at least halfway into the A height and then finish inside where you start. So you can see, although it looks really, really curvaceous, the majority of the curve is made in that first stroke, and there's also an illusion because that loop at the back is so big and chunky. And in fact, your downstrokes are nice and smooth, so don't be tempted to put lots of turns in that downstroke. So we're coming up and across, down, up, and finishing inside. Next, we've got capital T. So this one, we're starting at the top A line. We're doing a small loop over to the left, coming across to the right, and then coming back to the middle of the line you've just drawn before coming down. Then at the bottom, we've got a very, very small flourish. So the bottom part of the capital T is quite similar to the capital I that we learnt in group 2. Next, we've got capital U, which is like an upside down capital N, which we learned in group 2 as well. So we're starting in the middle of the A height, we're coming up, down, all the way back up and down. Next up, we've got capital V, and this one is breaking the rules, so that first downstroke is not following the dotted line, so it's kind of curving into the stroke. So we're starting at the top A line, we're coming down, back up, and then we finish with a tiny bit of downstroke. Next up is W. So W, we're coming down, up, we're doing a loop just above the top X line, down and then up. And that second downstroke particularly is also breaking the rules, so it's a lot more vertical in relation to your page. Next up, we've got X. So X is done in 2 strokes. The first one is down, and then the second one is up. So starting at the top, we're coming down, and we want that downstroke quite parallel to the edge of your page. And then we're coming up and across. So the next up, we've got Y, and this is a full height letter. So we're starting in the middle of the A height, we're coming up, we come down halfway into the X height, all the way back up to the top, then down to the D height area and put a nice big loop at the bottom. And finally, we have Z. So Z, we're doing 3 loops. We're keeping them all nice and small, and our downstroke is a more extreme angle than the dotted line. So we're starting with a tiny loop, coming across nice and wide, doing a tiny loop to turn, coming down at a more extreme angle, and then another tiny loop to turn. Keep it nice and wide across the bottom. There you go. That was the end of our group 3. So that means you now have the entire capital letter alphabet, and hopefully if you've watched all the other videos, you've got all of the lowercase as well. We'll be adding some more variations on calligraphy. So make sure you subscribe and keep up to date and keep on practicing. I hope to see you soon.